Okay, we be back. I see. No wonder I thought it was strange. So you're not an official successor, huh? Your dad died, but yeah, I'm just getting into it. I'm not doing an intro. If I don't have anything to say, I'm not gonna say it. Your dad died before he handed down the magic crest to you, right? I don't know. I don't think my father wanted to pass his magic crest on to me. He was also against the fact that I wanted to be a magus. But he taught you magic, right? Isn't that contradictory? Maybe. It seemed like he taught me magic because I wouldn't give up. He also told me from the beginning to be a magic user and not a magus. He talks we talk about unimportant stuff for a while. Since we're cooperating, I want to know about your family. Tosaka asked me that question, and it's now getting into how I learned magic. Amiya Kiritsugu was a lone wolf magus that came from the outside. In contrast, Tosaka's family has a proper lineage and supervises this land. Normally, a magus from outside must show good faith to the supervisor of the land, but Kiritsugu didn't do so. Actually, he hid the fact that he was a magus. As Tosaka Rin is the head of the Tosaka family, she is the supervisor of this land, even though she's young. She was entrusted with the supervision 10 years ago, and it's only recently that she actually became able to protect the land. Well, that's why the Tosaka family never knew about Kiritsugu's existence, and why they didn't know about his son, who was a magus. Hang on, I need to wipe my mouth really quick. A magic user, huh? Then you really are an amateur. You don't have any knowledge other than the magic you can use, right? That's right, I can only use the strengthening magic. I can only use the strengthening magic. I only know a bit of other things. What I did before was just casting and strengthening magic on a desk to use as a shield, and that was the best magic I've ever done. Huh? Are you serious? Why are you telling me something like that? Then, she gets mad like it's her own affair. Wait, is this something to be angry about? Hey now, look, Emiya. We are cooperating, but there are things we should still keep secret, right? We should be hiding the scope of our power, and first of all, a magus has to keep his magic hidden at all costs. Really? Well, it's meaningless to keep it a secret now, right? It's true that's not something to be telling people, but you're a magus, it's not a problem to tell you. And father told me that magic is not something to hide desperately. What is that? Did your dad really say such a thing? Yeah, I guess he wanted to tell me not to be bound by rules. He always told me that I shouldn't learn magic and that I could quit anytime I wanted. Tosaka grits her teeth. What's she so irritated about? She's showing enmity like never before. Don't be ridiculous. Your dad's not a magus. If you're taught by such a character, I can't approve of you as a magus. Tosaka, calm down. Why are you so mad? Well, I know I'm no magus compared to you, but my father was a great magus. No, that's not what I want to say. What I can't forgive is that... That what? Then Tosaka's enmity disappears as if she's regained her composure. I'm sorry, it was my fault. Everyone's ways are different. I'm proud of myself, so it's not my place to tell you something. I don't get it. Did something annoy you? Like the method father taught me? Or is it my inexperience? Yeah, I don't have complaints about how inexperienced you are. I do have complaints. Like how you only know the strengthening magic after a few years of study, and how you tell me that weakness of yours. Tosaka smiles suggestively. Is it just me, or do I feel a chill? You're right. I really regret it now. But I can't help it, right? I'm only good at strengthening magic, and my father's dead. I had no way of learning anything else. Yes, that's the limit of a single magus. Magi don't know when they're gonna die, so they leave magic crests behind and cooperate with the association. What I got so angry about was how your dad never did anything against that. Magic of a magus isn't just his magic. Magic is something passed down from parent to child for many generations. It's the sum of their life's work. The responsibility isn't just yours. So the first condition for being taught magic is that you will pass it on to later generations. A child born into a magus family instantly becomes a successor and an inheritor. We are born for that reason, and we also die for that reason. A magus's child isn't human from the start. No, it is the duty of the magus to change what is born human into something else through many years and hard training. That's why your dad isn't a magus. Your dad chose to be a parent over being a magus. She looks away as she says so. I don't know why Tosaka's mad, but Tosaka thought thought when she raised the was what Tosaka thought when she was raised in this house. How much she sacrificed to train as the daughter of a family of Magi. I can't put myself in her place no matter how hard I try. Tosaka, is that why you considered me your enemy? Because I don't have the mindset of a Magus? That's right. It's not that I hate you, but I can't approve of you. That's why I had to teach you a lesson. Is that bad? Well, it is bad, but I appreciate your warnings. I wouldn't have noticed the master at our school if it wasn't for the things today. I wouldn't have been able to cooperate with you. I stare at her for affirmation. Tosaka ponders for a bit. Geez, why is a guy like this Saber's master? She complains about something strange. We've been talking so long it's already gotten dark. It's almost 7 o'clock. Saber will get mad if I don't go home soon. So we'll look for a master at school. Right, we'll meet in the hallway after school tomorrow. Oh, I'll have Archer guard you on your way home. I can't walk you home since I have things to do, but Archer's good enough, right? Huh? I realize I've been forgetting about it all along. This is Tosaka's house, so it's not strange for Archer to be here too. The Knight in Red, Archer takes form. Come to think of it, this is the first time I've actually faced him. The man that almost got his head cut off by Saber that night. The man that tried to shoot Saber along with Berserker. Is it because of such things? I face him and instinctively feel that. I hate him. I probably will never be able to accept him. It must be the same for Archer as he stares at me with enmity. I appreciate that. If he hates me, I can hate him back without holding back. Please do your best, Archer. We're cooperating now, so don't attack him. I know. I will follow my master's orders. Archer disappears. Since he can't go out there dressed like that, dressed like he is, it must mean he will guard me in spirit form. I walk through the night town. It's still 7 o'clock, so I still see people around. I don't think any guard is necessary, but I can't turn down her goodwill. But maybe I should have refused. My nerves are getting strained. There are goosebumps on my skin, and I might throw up if I let my guard down. I feel hostility from behind me. The invisible guard is watching out for the one he has to protect. Man, how is he a guard? The hostility I feel is definitely coming from the man behind me. This is fine. It might end up like that night if you go any closer to my house. I tell the presence behind me. Archer doesn't answer. He just accepts my words and tries to leave. Wait, don't you have something you want to say? I glare at the invisible guy. The leaving presence stops. He appears with hostility still present. I have a better opinion of you. It seems you can at least feel hostility. Wow, I thought you were a pacifist who wouldn't even kill an insect. Don't mock me. I'm a Magus. If my enemy wants to fight, I'll fight back. I confront the Knight in Red. He smiles as if to make fun of me and shrugs his shoulders. Don't be ridiculous. A Magus that does not smell like blood is only a half-assed. A half-ass up. Didn't you learn so from your teacher, Emyashiro? What? My spirit weakens. Fritsugu certainly said so. Magi are tinged with blood. It doesn't matter if you hurt or don't hurt anyone. This path is a path wet with blood. Isn't that why Kritsugu told me not to be a Magus? Are you saying you don't smell blood on me? Of course not. You're not fit to be a master in that regard either. You are different from Rin. What is that? Are you saying you can smell blood on Tosaka? Yes. She is rather kind-hearted, but she's merciless when she has to be. She wouldn't go around looking for other masters every day if that wasn't the case. She's looking for other masters every day? That means she's fighting other masters. It's not like it's over once she finds a master. Then she's doing something like what happened at school every day. The event at school. The same thing that happened in the woods today. Of course not. I wish today would be the only case. It seems my master of great skill and mind turns immature when she's facing you. First of all, she doesn't need to cooperate with you, with the skills she has. But she's still doing meaningless things. I'm against this cooperation. But, well, it cannot be helped. Servants obey their masters. Isn't that right, Emyashiro? It means that a servant has to obey its master, even if he turns out to be a useless amateur. Is he talking about me and Saber? I see. I feel bad for Tosaka, partnering with such a cynical guy. Man, I'm stunned. Are you still saying such things? I will warn you, do not worry about your servant's personality. We are summoned only to fight. We are only a tool bound by the command spell. You guys have total control over us, so ignore what your tool has to say. That has implications. I can't tell him that's not the case. What Archer, the one bound by the command spell, said is definitely true. I can't think of Saber as a tool, but it's true that Saber is bound by the command spell. So, why did you stop me? Do not tell me it's something as ridiculous as wanting to make friends with me. Ugh, I don't have a reason. I just didn't like him, so I wanted to complain to him. Oh yeah. You want the Holy Grail as well, right, Archer? I ask an obvious question in desperation. Then... Holy Grail? Oh, the evil treasure chest that is said to grant wishes, huh? I don't want such a thing. My wish cannot be granted by a thing like that. The Knight in Red declares contemptuously. What? That's contradictory. Servants desire the Holy Grail. Isn't that why they answer the call of the Magus and become servants? Wait, what's with that? And why are you a servant? It cannot be helped over the course of the event. I do not have free will. You must think we are answering the call by choice. What? Don't have free will? Does that mean he was called against his will even though he doesn't want the Holy Grail? How stupid of you. Do you really not think about it? Look, a servant is the one that is summoned. No heroic spirits are summoned out of their own will, but by the will of others. We become heroic spirits because of our achievements, and we become support for people in the future. But do you think that heroic spirits would really wish to aid humans? Well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm having such a trouble reading Archer's lines. I don't know. If they are called heroic spirits, they should be pure. That's why I imagine them protecting people. But that's not a case for a lot of servants I've encountered. That's right, heroic spirits do not have a will. Heroic spirits are there just to protect the people. We are only summoned when there are inconveniences, and we disappear after we finish our remedial measures. We are beings that should not exist. We are not recognized even if we save the world. These are the heroic spirits, the ones of convenience that are called the Guardian. It is all over once we become one. Our wills are taken away. What? One that is summoned only to disappear? Heroic spirits are tools without a will. That can't be true. That can't be true. You and Saber have a will. You might have been summoned against your will, but don't you have a choice after you're summoned? Saber's saying she won't do such things that go against her will. Of course, we are servants. I don't know who made this system, but this war is well structured. It gives form to what should only be a part of the main body, and we are summoned as the real heroic spirits. As heroic spirits are given bodies, we can regain our humanity with them, along with our former desires and grudges. That is why servants seek the Holy Grail. The Holy Grail should be able to fulfill our desires, and it will allow us to stay in this world as humans, even if it may be for a short while. Stay here as a human? That must mean they can be set free as an individual and not a servant. And to add, the Holy Grail has powers to grant wishes. If it allows them to grant the wishes they had before they died, it's natural for servants to cooperate with their masters. So the Holy Grail must be a miracle for the servants as well. How can you say you don't need such a thing? You can fulfill a wish you couldn't make come true, and you can even quit being a servant? It is a simple story. I did not have a wish I could make come true. Huh? I am different from others. I made my own wish come true, died, and became a heroic spirit. That is why I don't have any wishes, nor do I wish to stay here as a human. That must be the same for your servant. Don't be stupid. Saber said she needed the Holy Grail. She's not like you, who's being a servant without an objective. My objective? Archer murmurs. Why is that? Why is it? It's just a normal murmur, but a chill runs through me. It's the same even if you have or don't have an objective. Ask your servant if you're curious. Saber's objective is to obtain the Holy Grail, but she will not use it for herself in that regard. She is an ideal guardian. She is literally a slave. Remember this. If you are to be her master, do not forget this. His presence disappears. The Knight in Red talks cynically until the very end and leaves. I'm home. Even though I don't feel like it, I follow my habit as I go into the house. I feel liveliness from the living room. I bet Fujini is watching TV and Sakura is preparing dinner. Saber, is she in the living room? I recall Archer's words and shake my head. I don't know what he wanted to say, nor do I want to know. But it's stuck in my head and it won't go away. A familiar called a servant. His honest opinion, scorning heroic spirits as mere cleaners. Well, I think that's a good place to end this episode, so I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.